Hello, good day. My name is Emmanuel Kofi Osei, and I am one of the facilitators for this workshop. So part of the training involves some hands-on with using an LMS, so using Moodle, and we released a bunch of videos for you guys to watch before the real-time facilitation. So this video in particular is just a walkthrough on how to practice some of the things that you'd watch. So, for instance, videos like creating quizzes or creating activities, creating learning resources using Moodle. Um, I think I heard some of the universities already have Moodle in their institution, so maybe you might want to use that to practice. But then, if you don't, then this video is for you. All right, so one way to go about this is to install Moodle on your own local machine, but I would not be showing that or showing that today. What I will be showing is how to use Moodle's own online training platform called Mount Orange. So if you head to Google, just type in Mount Orange, enter, and the first option here, which says Mount Orange School, it's just a demo site for anyone to use to practice, Moodle, whether you're a student, teacher, or administrator. So the first link here is what you'd be using to practice some of the things you'd watch in the videos. So click on Mount Orange School. If you already have Moodle in your institution, that's fine. You can just use that to practice. But if you don't, then you can use this. All right. So the next thing you click on is you choose a role. You choose a role, and you can choose between teacher, student, manager, parents, other users, including administrator. Um, for you, I think the teacher account should be okay. So click on teacher. If you also want to use the student's account just to see when you create something to see what it would look like to the students, then you can also use that. But for your all faculty, so the teacher account should be okay. And then log in as teacher. The password is Moodle. I think the username is teacher. So click on that. And what you can do is you can actually just bookmark, the site by clicking on the star icon if you're using Google Chrome or I don't know any browser. You should be able to like just right click and bookmark or something. All right. So we're using the teacher account. So as you can see down here, they've given the logs for each type of account, whether you're a student, teacher, manager, or private officer or parent. So I'm going to use the teacher account. So I'm just going to type in teacher here. And then the password, I'm going to type in Moodle. So one thing to note though about this site is every time you launch it, there's always a time limit. So if you look down here, the bottom right, it says this site will reset in 20 minutes. Because after every 20 minutes, sometimes it's 1 hour, sometimes it's 30 minutes. I don't know what they use to measure, the time, but then there's always, a timer on it. So just this is just to let you know. So when you're practicing, you keep an eye on that time. All right, and then click on login. And on the first page, you see you should have a bunch of courses preset or pre-created courses on the Mount Orange School, and you can go into any one of them to just but most of them are like some of they've kind of like created activities already and learning resources already using some of the tools in Moodle. So by the time you watch learning activities video, you'd understand quizzes, assignments, glossary, and all that. So for instance, if you look at this one where it says Moodle resources or activity examples, this is technically a course. So this is what a course would probably look like on your dashboard. So activity examples. Excuse me. And if you go down here, you can see they've created activities for, they've created one database activity, they've created one glossary activity, they've created one quiz. Like you can go in there and like just check, what they've done and try to like edit. But for you, because you'll be watching our videos and practicing, this is how you practice. So on the top right where it says edit mode, turn edit mode on. So in one of the videos, for instance, learning activities, where I mentioned that to change an activity, you would have to um, turn, you know, editing on. All right. And you don't see that button here in this month's Orange School demo site, but then to turn editing on for this particular one, just click on edit mode. All right. So once you click on edit mode, the button or the hyperlink to add an activity or resource would now show. And if you're watching the other videos and following along, you'd know what's this add an activity resource button do. But I'll quickly just show one. Now, don't worry about how the interface looks as compared to the LMS I used in the other videos. It is the same thing. They just look different visually, but then the features are the same. So, for instance, if you want to add an activity, so they've already created a bunch of database activities here. You can go through them. But so if you want to create yours, so for instance, a quiz, just click on the add an activity or resource. And then you can, select an activity. These are activities and these are learning resources. So you can say maybe go to um, let me use a forum, for instance, right? And then maybe call my forum name test and then give a brief description. Type it with one hand, sorry. Brief description, right? And then I want to display this on the course page, and you can like make all the changes you need to make. And if you watch the learning activities video, I taught how to create assignments, discussion forums, and then quizzes. So you can watch that and use that to set um, your discussion forum. This particular setting here you won't see in mine because this one I think only the admin is allowed to set this, but then in here you can see. So it's just like the forum type. So a single simple discussion forum is usually what we use, where everyone can just comment in just that one thread. But each person can also post a discussion. Standard forum displayed in a blog like format, standard forum for general use. You can test each of them out so that you see exactly how they work and decide on which one works for you. So I'm just going to leave this at the default. And I'm just showing this. There's another video on how to create discussion from. So I'll leave all the settings as it is. And as you can see, we've created a discussion forum. So students can now just click on this. So this is what you use to practice. All right. So if I come back here, you can see what I just created forum right here. Now you can also edit some of the pre created activities there. So for instance, this database one, let me just go in here. Let's say it's image gallery, pets. So this is what the database activity looks like. It's just it can be a database of pictures, files. As long as you guys have the storage capacity to handle all of this, you can create something like this. And in here, you can see the settings. So image gallery for pets, that is the name. The description is share an image, details of your pet here. And you can just go through all the settings. So the students will see this and you've told them to watch share an image. So it'll also allow them to upload an image of say their pets. All right, so you can use this platform to practice, almost everything that I show regarding creating activities or resources on the LMS. All right, so again, before I end the video, let me quickly go through it. First thing you do again is go to Google and then just search for Let me do that in a new tab. Go to Google again, search for Moodle. Oh, sorry, Mount Orange, right? And then the first link should be Mount Orange School. So school.moodledemo.net, right? And then I'm already logged in. So, and again, keep an eye on the timer, right? Because after that, you notice that the page will just refresh itself, and everything you've done, you'd have to do it from scratch. So, I mean, that's the best I can do for now for you to, so we don't go through the stress of installing, on your PC. It's more complicated than this one. So you can use any of again, you can use any of the courses here. You can just go into any one and then practice. If you want to use this one too, that's fine. So you can actually just go in and see some of the demo type of activities they've created, and look, just get a fair idea of how they work. Right? Instance workshop. So you can like look at it and like go, okay, so this is how this works. And then you can also just go on Google or read the documentation on some of how these activities or resources work. So if you head to docs.moodle.org, you'd find enough resources to show you just to get you started. So for teachers, for students, and then for admins on how to use Moodle. All right, so this is just, an intro to what you need to start practicing. So in the other videos, you can watch and then follow along on how we create forums, assignments, and all that. All right, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.